Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool have just hinted when Alexander Isak saga could be resolved after opening transfer talks. Liverpool have opened talks with Crystal Palace for Marc Guéhi and remain interested in Newcastle United star Alexander Isak, less than 48 hours after seeing Marc Guéhi hold aloft the Community Shield at Wembley. Liverpool have made their move for the England international. The Reds have opened talks with Crystal Palace and are looking to snap up the centre-back in an initial £30 million deal. Should Liverpool be successful in their pursuit of the long-time target, he will arrive for the exact same overall £35 million fee the Reds commanded when selling Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen earlier this summer. The 25-year-old is braced to become Liverpool's ninth signing of the summer and take their overall spending beyond the £300 million mark. However, they are yet to discuss personal terms with the defender, though he is understood to be keen on making the move to Anfield, with Reds bosses holding club-to-club talks with Palace first out of respect for the relationship between the two clubs, particularly the long-standing relationship between Liverpool's football leadership team and Eagles owner Steve Parish. The Reds have been in the market for a new centre-back for a number of years, only to be left disappointed in the pursuits of Levi Colwill, Lenny Yoro and Dean Huijsen. While they still wish to add a highly rated young centre-back to their ranks, as they firm up interest in Parma centre-back Giovanni Leone, Guéhi's expiring contract status has presented a market opportunity that Liverpool, ever the transfer opportunists, could not pass up. Palace rejected 4 bids from Newcastle United last summer for Guéhi, with the latest worth up to £65 million, while Tottenham Hotspur had a £70 million approach rejected back in January. Considering the Eagles had reportedly wanted more than £40 million to sell the centre-back this summer as he prepared to enter the final 12 months of his contract, for the Reds to negotiate a deal below such a fee is certainly something of a transfer coup. Palace had appeared to be reluctant sellers all summer long, even taking into consideration the fact that Guéhi had shown no inclination of negotiating a new deal. Consequently, while Liverpool's interest in the England international had been well documented, it was also clear that Eagles would have to soften their stance and lower their demands if the Reds were to make their move this summer as opposed to moving for Guéhi on a free transfer in 2026. Admittedly, the softening of such stance was made public by Palace owner Steve Parish at Wembley when celebrating his side's Community Shield win over Liverpool. Yes, of course, for players of that caliber to leave on a free, it is a problem for a football club, Parish said. There is no doubt about it. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Liverpool enter formal negotiations over sale of £56 million star as club offer 4-year contract. Liverpool are in conversation over potentially selling this Anfield favourite. Liverpool still have life left in them yet as we enter the final weeks of this busy summer transfer window. The Reds are looking to finalize some late signings before the deadline, but they could see some players leave the club as well. Harvey Elliott's future is hanging drastically in the balance as he remains linked with a move away from Anfield. The 22-year-old has admitted his love for the club, but his desire to play regular football could see him pursue a permanent move elsewhere. Elliot hasn't been short of interest, but Liverpool aren't willing to let him leave easily. Despite being limited to just 360 Premier League minutes throughout the whole of last season, he is still a valued member of Arne Slot's squad. However, with added competition to Liverpool's midfield, Elliot's chances of regular playing time this season are seriously limited. RB Leipzig are one of the clubs interested in signing Elliot before the deadline, and based on recent reports, they are high up the ladder when it comes to pushing for his signature. According to Caught Offside, the Bundesliga side have stepped up their approach to bring Elliot to Germany this summer and have put a 4-year contract offer on the table for him. To consider, Leipzig, who have done business with Liverpool previously for the likes of Ibrahima Konate and Dominik Szoboszlai, have begun formal negotiations with the Reds over a potential deal. Leipzig are looking for a potential replacement for Xavi Simons, who has been linked with a move to Chelsea. Former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has reportedly been involved in persuading Elliot to join the club, as the global football director for Red Bull. Discussions remain ongoing over a potential transfer fee for Elliot. The Caught Offside report claims that Liverpool are looking to make €65 million, £56 million, through a straight sale, or they are willing to reduce the asking price to €55 million, £47.5 million, if a buyback clause is included in a deal. The amount Leipzig could spend will depend on what they can get for the sale of Simons. While Elliot is not a nailed-on starter under Slot, he is still an influential figure for Liverpool and has a big impact even from off the bench. Liverpool's desire for a buyback clause to be included in a potential deal also hints at their appreciation for Elliot. After flourishing elsewhere, the Reds may want the opportunity to bring him back to Anfield in the near future, with the aim to make him a starting figure. Reflecting on his current situation, Elliot recently admitted, "If I had it my way I would be here for the rest of my career, it's as simple as that. I love everything about the club, but at the same time I kind of need to be selfish and see what's best for me." Don't miss subscribe for more LFC transfer news. Our last news is Liverpool will bid. Fabrizio Romano teases impending Reds offer for world-class forward. Fabrizio Romano has indicated that Liverpool are planning to submit another transfer offer for Alexander Isak after seeing their first bid rejected by Newcastle at the start of August. The Reds had submitted a proposal to the tune of £110 million for the Swedish striker, but the Tyneside club rebuffed it out of hand as they reiterated that he isn't for sale, The Guardian. However, the saga took a dramatic twist on Tuesday after David Ornstein reported, via The Athletic, that the 25-year-old has no intention of playing for the Magpies again, with the Times' Martin Hardy subsequently revealing that the player has moved out of his residence in the northeast. Romano, Liverpool, will bid again for Isak. Following these developments, Romano took to X at lunchtime to report that Liverpool intend to place another offer for Isak once Newcastle indicate a willingness to sell. The Italian transfer guru posted, "Liverpool will bid again for Isak, as always planned since July, when Newcastle opened doors to his exit. No changes." Meanwhile, Ben Jacobs stated, via X, that the Reds are prepared to bid at least £120 million for the striker if they receive encouragement from the Tyneside club, who are seeking clarity on the situation this week. Newcastle had hitherto been adamant that they wouldn't sell Isak, but this morning's developments might yet prompt an alteration to that firm stance, with the world-class player, in the words of Alan Shearer and Danny Murphy, making it undeniably clear that he sees his future elsewhere. Of course, they'll naturally still want to earn what they believe to be fair market value for the 25-year-old. It may be a case of conceding some ground on their £150 million valuation if Liverpool offer close to that amount. It seems certain that the two clubs will need to meet somewhere in the middle if they're to agree upon a deal, and a bid of £120 million from the Merseysiders mightn't be enough to get the green light from the Magpies. It looks increasingly likely that the transfer will ultimately happen, given the extent to which Isak appears to have burned his bridges at Newcastle. It's a question of what fee the Reds would eventually have to pay, and when it might go through. We expect that a second offer will come from Liverpool in the next few days, at which point the onus will be on the St. James Park hierarchy to determine whether it's to their satisfaction and they want to get the whole saga over and done with, or whether they continue to dig in and do all that they can to hold on to the striker. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ,